Hey MGTOW, it's MGTOW Vision. I'm coming to you today with a new series called Resources. I'd like to start that off with this video called Solar, Cheap and Easy. Basically, I just want to show you that going solar and becoming fully dependent on solar energy and getting off the grid is very beneficial. Hate to say, some of y'all that live or rent in the city or you rent, it's kind of hard to do this. Lucky for me, I rent from my brother. He doesn't mind me setting up a solar system on his house. So basically what I'd like to do is show you the benefits of this. What is solar power? Basically, you're taking energy from the sun, converting it into DC power, and then from DC power to AC power to power your house or electronics. How does it work? You have solar panels that sit out midday as the sun comes overhead. It extracts the energy from the sun and stores it in battery banks. Then throughout the day, you use the energy off the battery banks, and then throughout the night, you'd use the energy stored from the battery banks. So what I'd like to do is go over what the component makeups of a solar panel is. To most people, you'd be surprised how simple it is. There's a total of 4 components. Those 4 components are your solar panels, which is what you put on top of your house. Then you need a charge controller. This regulates the energy coming from the solar panels. Your battery bank, which is what holds your energy that the solar panel takes from the sun. And then you have your inverter that will change your power from your batteries that was taken from the solar panels and turn that into usable electricity for your house. So those are pretty much your 4 components. They're really simple to connect and put together. So what you'll do is put your solar panels where you get the most sunlight. What you'll do is you got your negative and your positive. You'll run it into your charge controller. And then from your charge controller, you'll run your wires from there to your battery bank. There's 2 ways you can go from there. You can go directly from your battery bank into a fuse into your inverter that way. Or you can run your power back from your batteries into your charge controller and then run wires from your charge controller to your inverter with a fuse in between. And that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do. The thing that is complicated and you should have a professional do is connecting your house to the inverter. The next thing is most people say, well, you're dealing with electricity. I'd rather have a professional do it because it's dangerous. Well, there's not enough energy and it's direct power 90% of the time, 99% of the time that you're dealing with. DC power is not really that dangerous. What mostly kills people is amperage, and that's when you change it from DC to AC. AC power has high amperage, low wattage, and that's usually what kills people, is they get shocked by AC power instead of DC power. So how can you get started in doing this? There's several ways. I in turn got started by purchasing things that I need off of Craigslist and off of, going to Walmart for my wires and stuff like that, Home Depot, Lowe's. It's real simple. What I did is I got my first solar panel. I got it off Craigslist. It was a very simple 120 watt solar panel. From that same person that I got off Craigslist, he also had the charge controller and at least one battery. When I mean battery banks, I mean you can go with a deep cycle battery, but when you first start out and you just want to run a couple electronics devices throughout your house, car battery isn't a bad thing to do. And as you build your system, you'll want to upgrade these things as you go to hold what you need. So with that, I got my solar panel off of Craigslist, my charge controller off of Craigslist, my batteries for my battery bank. I got used dead batteries. Some of them I recycled myself. Some of them I couldn't because they were sealed. They didn't have the little pop top so you can cycle the battery acid and reflush it and everything like that. And I did it that way. I don't advise recycling batteries yourself unless you really know what you're doing, because again, you're dealing with sulfuric acid and that thing pretty much eats through almost anything and really fast. It can really mess you up if it gets in your eyes and on your hands. So I wouldn't recommend that unless you have experience doing that. Otherwise, I got used batteries, recycled them, the ones that weren't sealed. The ones that were sealed, I didn't mind getting them, because all I did was just take it and get a brand new battery, and I didn't have to pay the charge for the core. Then I ended up getting my first inverter. It was a 1000 watt inverter, which is not a lot, but it got me started. So 1001, it peaked out at 2000 at burst wattage. or, basically when you turn on something, it's got that burst wattage. It takes a lot of energy, fill the capacitors and everything like that. So with that, I got that started. And with the batteries, the single solar power our panel, I was running all my electronics in my room except for my TV. With everything running, that 1100, 2000 peak was just not enough for the TV. It always tripped the inverter. That's fine. What I did is I just slowly, basically just upgraded. The other thing is getting off the grid. What is getting off the grid? Basically what that is you no longer have to pay for electricity anymore. You don't have to have an electric company or anything like that. Now, if you're going full, you're ready to go full off grid, your system's up and running, you want to go full off grid, you built it yourself, this is where it does get dangerous. Because once you go from the inverter into your house, you're dealing with AC electric at that point, or AC electricity. That is where you can get killed. So at that point, if you're not well educated in this, I don't recommend it. So I would definitely recommend a professional in grading, something really simple, like have them come in and install a generator connector to your fuse box right into your house. So when you connect it, it completely runs everything, your AC, all that. So that's what I would recommend. That's when it does get dangerous. So, and that's going off grid. You no longer have to worry about your electric bill, electric outages, anything like that. If anything goes bad, you have full access to replace it immediately. It's on your time, not the electric company's time. All of a sudden your power goes out, you realize that half your battery bank went dead. A rat ate through some of your wires or something like that. I'm just saying. Or let's just say you notice that some performance is going down. You go and you realize that you had a hailstorm a couple of weeks ago. So you go and check and you realize one of your panels are severely damaged. Well, you can replace that. Now the thing is you're probably thinking to yourself, well, with that sounds great and everything, but that seems really expensive. Well, let me kind of let you know price-wise. The panels are actually manufactured, even the crappy ones are pretty manufactured decent to even perform after being damaged, scrapes, scratches, cracks. They'll still perform. But the thing is I guess my 120 watt amp or 120 watt solar panel cost me like $80. It was used, obviously. It didn't have any scratches. It was good condition. All I had to do is just wipe it off, clean it off. So the way they're rated is dollar or cents per watt that the panel can put out. Most panels are being sold around 70, 80 cents per watt. If you have a 100 watt solar panel, then it's going to cost you $80, depending on whether it's new or used. So that's not too bad. I mean, if you went out and bought brand new and your system was full of like 320 watt panels, or let's say 300, and you got them all for like 80 cents. That's not too bad. I mean, what is that? 80 times 3, that's 240 plus another, let's just say it's 300 watt solar panels and you got it 80 cents. So $240 for a new panel just to replace that. It's not that bad. It's fairly cheap. Batteries, you have a bad battery. And when you get into deep cycle, these things last. They last like 5, 10, 15 years without ever having to be replaced or maintenance. So when you get into that, those batteries are a little expensive. They can get in a couple hundreds, if not thousands, but that's the thing, they last. But if, let's say you just went plain cheap, did car batteries, you can just take that core, go to Walmart, get another $50 battery, and that core has been replaced, and now you got a brand new battery. It's not that bad, and these things don't happen that often. Even if you were to go straight batteries, straight used panels, stuff like that, you wouldn't really be replacing much. Maybe something every year or so, maybe less. Maybe every 2 years you would be replacing something. So it's not a bad idea to do that, and going off the grid, you will completely wipe it out. I mean, it doesn't go a month without guaranteeing that $100, $200 is coming out of my pocket for electricity. So I'm not fully off the grid right now, but that's what my plan is. The other thing is there's also a possibility of making money off your solar system. What it's called is paying back to the grid. Most electricity companies nowadays cost a lot of money to produce electricity. So what they did is they offer what is called a credit incentive plan for going green. If you overproduce what you need each month, what will happen is the electric company will produce credits to you for giving your leftover energy back to them via the grid. The same wire that they push energy into your house, they now is reversed, and now you're pushing energy from your house out of it back to the company. They'll pay you on it. Now, it's nowhere near what the electric company was going to charge you for electricity. I think it's like maybe, you might pay like 7 cents a watt. They'll pay you like maybe 1 or 2 cents a watt or something like that. But still, that's even better. No longer have an electric bill, and now you get paid for it. Now, there is a catch-22 to this. Not really. Most electric companies won't even allow you to pay back into the grid unless your solar system is completely brand new and installed by a professional. I mean, if you have the money, do it. It's well worth it, because you can get a system that will power your house, pay back into the grid anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, and then maybe another $2,000 for installation. So it's not bad, but the thing is, you're automatically in the hole right off the bat. What I would like to do is just, not be in the hole. Slowly build up. My electric bill goes down little by little each month as it pays for itself in savings. And then if I have to, I'll get a brand new system and sell my system off if I need to. So basically where I'm at is I got all my stuff. I started off of Craigslist. So I didn't spend a lot. I got my solar panel, my charge controller, my battery banks, and my inverter. And right now I'm completely running my whole room off of solar. Not my whole house, my whole room. I do have a roommate. He uses all the electricity. I pretty much don't use anything but unless it's in the kitchen. My electric bill went from an average between, let's say, summertime. It went from about 150 down to like 105, somewhere around there. So I was using a lot of energy, but I have several electronics in my room and they constantly are running, so I can see how much electricity I'm using. My main goal is to hook it up to the house to get that AC on it, because that AC is mostly what is running my electric bill up, because here in Texas it's really hot, so that thing's always running. If you like this content, comment down below any recommendations on what you want me to look at, or any replacements for solar or anything like that. I'm definitely interested in. And again, I will be releasing more of these, so to get your alerts, make sure you subscribe. And again, this is so you can get off the grid and another way to break free from society. So go MGTOW and peace.